few days on the Wisconsin calendar carry as much weight as the opener of the 9-day firearm season. From the North Woods Big Timber to the broken ag regions of the South, and over to the beautiful hills of western Wisconsin's driftless region.
That is a pile of deer.
We'll follow 3 different hunting camps as they experience their countdown to opening day. Deer season in northern Wisconsin carries a sense of instant nostalgia, characterized by big woods and low deer numbers. We'll follow hunters Eric Barber, his father Gary, and longtime pal Sawyer Breel as they hunt the Northwoods.
Get the good eats for opening day. We got chili, so we might as well get some hot dogs to go with it. Like chili dogs. Seems like a good opening day meal.
Nothing but the best.
Yes, absolutely.
I got something else you need at camp.
What do you got there?
Chocolate flavored whiskeys.
Oh, that is outstanding.
Lady, I walked by a guy holding this. He's like, "Where's the whiskey?"
What's the report this weekend? What's it looking like?
Well, I think we're kind of right on the edge. Like if you go from here west,
Yeah.
the last winter, put a little dent in the deer herd.
Yeah.
At least that's what we're seeing in terms of archery harvest so
Sure.
far. But from here east, not so much.
Yeah.
So we're kind of right on that line.
I like it.
Yeah.
You know this
so,
guy.
Hey man, how you doing? Good to see you.
How are you?
Fancy running into you guys
Right?
up here, right?
That should maybe get us by.
Yeah, I would hope so. Good amount of vehicles.
Yeah. And I'm sure it's only gonna get
She's
busy.
a hustling and a bustling.
Yep. Friday, November 17th. It's the day before opening day here in Wisconsin. We just got to a favorite dining establishment where in true Wisconsin fashion, we're gonna kick this off with a fish fry, a couple cold beers, and we're pumped, man. I mean, this is probably as excited as I've been for opening day of Wisconsin's gun deer season in quite a
I was
while.
gonna say, you said it best. You've hunted up here before. You know a little bit of lay of the land. I've been up here plenty. I've never hunted here.
Yep.
So just looking at the landscape, I'm just super excited to be out there,
Yeah.
honestly, and I think we'll see something.
It's gonna be fun. Kind of going into this with no expectations. We got doe tags, we got buck tags, and we're hunting a good time, but a deer would be really nice too. So we've had plenty of opening days.
This is
up
my
here, I'd
30th
imagine.
deer season, serving my groups of guys like out there and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
You got regulars, I'd imagine,
Oh, yeah.
that come in every year. That's
every
cool.
year I look for my groups, and I've seen my groups get bigger, and I've seen
Yeah.
them go smaller, and
Yep.
then I've seen the next generation come through with them, and and then they get bigger again, and then they start smaller again. So
Yeah.
then good that way. They've
Yeah.
been seeing all that. So.
And we're just kind of driving around cruising cuts, looking for cuts right now, and really just looking for anything that has been cut in the last 5 years or less. There's kind of that weird little window, I feel like, where you want those younger cuts. That seems to at least be one of the things that you can focus on up here. A lot of the stuff that we're hunting is just really, really big woods. And when you look at it on a map, it's super, super monotonous, where everything just looks the same. One thing that has been consistent is deer kind of focus on those timber cuts. We are up here. All right, this is the crew. We're one shy. My dad will be here soon, but it's the night before opener. Another cool little wrinkle in this is tomorrow I'll be hunting with my grandpa's gun. I think if I'm doing the math right, this will be the first opening day that gun has seen since 1998. Getting that gun back out in the woods, it's kind of been a safe queen the last couple of years, so finally get that thing back out in the woods, man, just having that thing in hand is going to be special. So I'm looking forward to that. I know the other guys got a lot of cool stuff going on tonight too, I'm sure. So this is it. This is the time of year that I think, this is the day before the opener that everyone is so looking forward to all year long, and for a lot of different reasons. And that's just one of the many that I can't wait for tomorrow morning.
250 miles to the south, deer hunting in Wisconsin's southern region is characterized by a high deer density, fueled by agriculture, an abundance of food, and reduced predation rates. Hunters Mark Boardman and Ryan Muckenherm will join Jimmy Hamilton on his farm in southern Wisconsin for a group effort hunt style in a target-rich environment.
Once you get over to the tall grass,
you'll be camping upstairs. You can do a big gear drop all the way on the far end. You'll walk through 2 sets of doors.
As far as hunt camps go, it'd be pretty tough to say that you're roughing it while you're hunting with Jimmy.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that'll do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna toss some cards down on the counter, Everybody just go in and grab one, and then we'll all flip them over. Whoever's got the highest card will get first dibs on a blind, and then next highest cards will just go from there, all right? Everybody just go ahead and grab one. Don't let anybody else see yet, don't peek. Okay, well, he's peeked, okay. 1, 2, 3, what do we got? Ooh. Joe?
Oh. Well, I'm feeling kind of lazy, so I'll take the one by my house.
All right, that makes sense. That makes sense. Where are you going?
We'll take the one on the other side, the back field that way.
I'm up next. I'm gonna take actually just right up here at the top of the hill. We know where we're sitting tomorrow then, at least for the morning. We can switch it up afterwards, you know, but yeah.
We'll be coming out so heavy it won't matter. I mean, I've never carried 2 deer, one on each shoulder, but tomorrow we find out how that goes.
Yeah.
Mark, if you see this, it's because you found this later. Not now, but later. This is a gift from all of us to you. To butt out to it.
Just 75 miles to the west, Wisconsin's driftless region is considered a mecca when it comes to big bucks. With a good deer density and harvest largely focused on antler size, this hunt can often offer many deer encounters while waiting for the right buck to step out.
It is the day before Wisconsin gun opener. We are headed to deer camp. We got the crew in tow here. Is that thing on? I'm sure we will hear a bunch of stories, some of which might not be true, others probably will be. And there's a good chance for a couple too many beverages tonight. But the excitement's real. We are in western Wisconsin. It's pretty much equivalent to Christmas around here, you could say. We got one particular deer in mind that I've had a couple pictures of and actually had seen bow hunting a few days ago now, but he's a good buck. I've had a few years of history with him. Also just looking for a mature deer, so hopefully we can get in the woods tomorrow and get it done.
Hey, it's about time.
No, always late for normal.
So there's bear meat in that.
Oh, really?
Kyle got a bear, so we got some.
Oh, nice. Can't beat it.
You see, other than those ones on those 3 boards there are from out here. That's quite a nice bunch of horns for one person.
That's a collection right there.
Here come the kids.
Mitchell?
What up, bro?
How we doing, bro?
Back in business.
You need a nipple for that?
Everyone's gonna try it.
Who's gonna shoot splits tomorrow?
I'm gonna shoot splits tomorrow. He's gonna miss.
I don't care. Honestly, if I miss and you do shoot them, we can still celebrate.
An incredible opportunity they have to have a deer camp like this. With this incredible buck quality, everyone who's got showing their trail camera photos, the wall mounts, they're amazing deer. And yeah, there's little ones too, but you have an opportunity in this area of Wisconsin to kill a stud.
Dawn arrives quickly for our hunters, after a restless night of high hopes and anticipation.
What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just wait for, gray light.
I knew it.
And then I'm gonna go out, because I don't know where I'm going this year, There's nowhere that I have no spot picked out.
Western Wisconsin, welcome to opening day.
Cooper gears up and sneaks in long before sunrise in hopes of getting ahead of his target buck, Splits, who he's been after for several seasons. Each hunter in the northern camp has a different objective for opening morning, with their focus mainly being on recon and getting a lay of the land to get a better idea of where the deer may be spending their time during this short window of opening weekend.
You can follow the trail kind of going in like that. Let's go. All right, 5:30, 5:40, opening morning. Got into the spot here. We didn't think we were going to be able to drive back as far as we were able to, which is kind of nice. I'm just hoping that other people don't do the same thing, but basically the setup is we've got a little like oak ridge that I've turkey hunted in the past. If there's acorns on that ridge, there should be deer using this. All right, on plan B, we just walked up on this ridge that we were going to get on. There's guys headlining behind us, so we're going to just kind of ease back out. Probably go plan A spot. So we're gonna find out what plan B is here in a minute. We'll figure it out. Alright, it's about 7:32. We sat for a little bit this morning. We knew it wasn't the spot we wanted to spend a bunch of time in. We're gonna head in the truck and move a little bit. Try to separate us from this other guy that's up on this ridge, and a little change of scenery, a little better spot. So we're gonna get moving. Checking in here in the morning. Found actually a pretty cool spot. It's pretty thick in here. I'm in kind of a low spot. I didn't want to push too far in the dark, just because I haven't been here before. I think if a guy sat this spot all day, he'd probably see something. So, we'll see. Alright, it's a couple of minutes till shooting light. I think everybody about simultaneously fired out their good luck text. So, super clear. Didn't even use headlamps to get into the blind today. So, frosty morning. Supposed to warm up today, but cold last night. Nice little freeze, so hopefully it's got deer on their feet moving around a little bit. We're about 2 minutes into legal shooting light right now. I'm actually amazed that I haven't heard any gunshots. I knew that would happen and I just heard 2. It's almost stressful. There's just so much that could happen. 360 around me, so I pointed in the spot that I think has the most likelihood of seeing it here, but it could be a total Chinese fire drill in here with me and Luke. We got 2 does that could be getting pushed by something they're cut on the run. I got some good news. My girlfriend's on the board. First buck. Luke isn't buck. We were here. Not even there, but we got deer moving. One down. Dylan and I have just kind of been bouncing around, checking stuff out, basically, taking stuff off the map. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna just work our way back to the truck. We're gonna really focus on this area that has a bunch of pretty high density of cuts in it. We'll scout that out late morning, walk in there, see if we can find some good sign and whatnot. For this afternoon, break for lunch. My mom made some chili, convene at the trailhead, and then hopefully we'll have a spot picked out for this afternoon. So it's slow going in the morning, but we're hoping to find something for this evening hunt. We went maybe like 100 yards, and not even, and got to right around where we were going to set up, and all of a sudden saw a light flashing back at us.
Opening morning has proven to be slow for all 3 camps, but each hunter is on their toes, as they know that can change any second.
Pretty quiet morning so far. We had those Vortex come out of the timber, right away. I was like, oh, it's on. 2 of them went behind us. The other 2 kind of came back out, looped around us, and that's the only deer we've seen, but the other guys have seen a few does and some small bucks. And then we just heard a shot real close. There's still deer up and about, so we'll see if something comes our way. Where are you at? Right over here. You see him? Yep. It's a little buck. Yep, I got you. I'm on him. You're good? Yep. Oh shit, wait. Oh, lucky deer. Oh, damn, lucky deer. There's one out there right now. Criminy. Yep. Do you want to swing on that? They're just everywhere right now. I shouldn't call him a spike. He's just a young buck, though. That's a long poke, and I'm not going to take it. Joe's blind is right
guys at the one blind that doesn't have a cameraman, they saw some deer. They opted to not pull the trigger. Now we're gonna go back and whip up some breakfast. So time to quench some appetites.
Where at? Where we were? Oh yeah, it was dead. It was dead. Yeah. Quiet. That's what it was.
Yeah. Couple of does and then the one buck.
I'm not even the does. It was just the one buck. It was active. Yeah.
I'm so confused.
Gathering back at camp to recap the morning's stories and fill the bellies is a favorite way for the South Camp to pass the slow midday hours.
11 o'clock right now. Had a pretty eventful morning. A few bucks, a ton of does. Just not quite what we were looking for yet. But we're going to hop down now, kind of still on our way out of here. Regroup a little bit for lunch, charge some batteries, and get back out of here.
Cooper's girlfriend, Brittany Owens, was lucky enough to tag out on this great 8-pointer, which happens to be her very first buck and the first deer of the year for the West Camp.
That is a dandy first buck.
Yep. But midday celebrations can't last long, as it's quickly time to get back in the tree.
All right, it is the afternoon of opening day. We're heading back in. Got a few hours, a little warmer, but had a good morning, so hoping for the best tonight.
The North Camp does their midday break a little bit differently. With food over fire and chili from Mom, this is a great midday pick-me-up.
What do you think of that, Dylan?
Sound good, you gotta eat good, right?
That is 100% like today. Like as movable as that sand is, like that thing just tracks all over. Let's do it. All right. We got set up on the edge of this cut. Basically what we got going on is there's right over my shoulder behind me, there's a cut probably about 2 years old. And then the way we came in is cut probably about like 5 or 6 years old, so a little bit more cover in there. We're hoping deer are bedded either back in that stuff or behind us off this edge. There's some pretty old growth timber, some big spruce trees. I mean, just goes on for forever. Just huge, big woods country. What these deer are doing is they're eating in this newer growth, these younger cuts. So that's kind of what we're keying in on this weekend. Yeah, we'll be on pins and needles, hopefully waiting for something to come in.
All right, we're back in the blind. It's maybe like a little bit afternoon. Stark contrast temperature-wise. It is hot right now. In fact, I have way too many clothes on, but I know if I take my clothes off, some of them, about the time I want to put them back on is when the deer are going to be moving, so I'm just going to suck it up and probably be a little bit warm. But in here pretty early, but you never know. Anything can happen. Anything can happen today.
Okay, so we got 1:30 p.m. We're back out in the stand. We saw on the cameras a couple of deer still milling around in the middle of the day, and so we were kicking ourselves. We're stopping for lunch, of course. But we've switched around the blinds. We're going to see what that does latter part of the day.
I've got that.
He dropped her. I can see Mark over there.
Great shot, great shot. That was crazy.
Light's starting to fade on opening day here. It sounds like Jimmy killed a doe a little bit ago. And then it sounds like it's been pretty slow for the rest of the group. But just gonna kind of hang on to the rifle here for the last few minutes. something could happen fast. If it does come in, it's gonna be pretty quiet, just with, like, there's not a whole lot of leaves on this road that we're overlooking. So hopefully we see something here in these final minutes.
While Cooper may not have been successful in encountering splits on opening day, other local neighbors and friends were fortunate to put down some great animals.
Okay, so legal shooting line is all done, and we're gonna go over and meet Mark, and then go get the doe that I shot. Also heard that one of the neighbors out here, who's on his first ever deer hunt today, right there, right in the nick of time, heard his gun go off, got a text, and so we're waiting to hear from him, but we're probably gonna go over and meet him and hopefully be throwing another deer in the back of this thing. So it's been a little slow today, admittedly, but it finally picked up there towards the end, and I'm really excited to see the deer that I shot. I'm just excited. I haven't had venison in a while, and so it'll be nice to restock that. And I'm really excited to see too, we're kind of nerds about like bullet performance, and I'm excited to see where my hit was compared to where I was aiming and all that. So just from the marksman and terminal ballistics side of things, really interested to see how that all panned out.
What's going on, big cat?
Just ready to go check out my deer?
Yeah, dude, that was a nice shoot, man. We watched it all go down. I was watching her, and I was like, oh, he got her, and then I could hear the report afterwards. It was awesome. It was way cool.
Let's see what we got. Dude, she's beautiful. That's right where I placed it.
Perfect shot. Oh, that's it?
Yeah, just shy of 200.
Yeah. Nice doe. That's a good doe, man.
Yeah, that is. I'm gonna load her on up. We're gonna go see if we can meet JP maybe. What do we got? There he is.
Freaking sweet.
Dude.
That is so cool.
Success for a new hunter is something special. There's much to be thankful for, and a lot to reflect on.
Appreciate it.
Cool. That is so cool.
Once the stories are all told, the work will begin. Morning 2 of opening weekend will come quickly for the South Camp.
Got a little mechanical advantage here.
And one more.
It's another crisp, calm morning for the South Camp. Ryan, Mark, and Jimmy have all swapped blind positions to experience hunts in different parts of the farm.
Alright, it is officially the second day of opening weekend, and we're in place. A little bit of change of scenery here, so we're on this field edge, a little bit of food by us. Pretty wide open. I think Ryan might be in the blind that I was in yesterday.
And we've just heard 2 consecutive but separate gunshots, which I think officiates the beginning of the day. It's been slow.
Pretty light on the shooting side, at least in this area. Opening weekend so far, but maybe that means there's some left for us, so fingers crossed something pops out, but it's always fun.
Alright, it is our official last hunt for the weekend. Mike and I gotta head back to work. But hopes are high this morning. We already had what seemed to be a buck at least come through. We thought we heard him grunt a couple times, just cruising through, but of course before camera light, and well before we could see him, of course. But we're set up in the same spot as we were yesterday, hopefully targeting the deer I mentioned yesterday. We have not heard of him getting shot yet, but another real nice 8-pointer that we have had a few pictures of this fall. The neighbor real close by was able to harvest that buck. Super nice 8-point. But we're set up. We got a few hours left to get it done, so hopefully we can see some action here pretty quick. He's gonna be a little hammer, dude. Yeah, he's got 2 like little kicker things coming down off his band. Should be a hammer in here. Yeah, I've seen that little buck a few times bowling this year. He's a cool little deer. He's got, I thought right away he just had the one little kicker that could eventually turn to a saw a young buck to see. Hopefully he makes it for a couple more years so we can chase him around.
The North Camp opted to approach morning 2 a little differently.
Camp Cook.
Better cook than I am a hunter.
Sunday morning, we're coming up. We're getting the lay of the land, as they say. So that means we're easing into the morning. Sawyer's making a big breakfast here, and we're gonna go out probably in about an hour or so. Focus on some stuff near camp. Packers play at noon today, so we need quick access to the Packer game. We're gonna be eating good and hopefully dragging a buck out here in a little bit.
Oh man,
good eggs.
We're ready to go.
Hot dogs and eggs, baby.
Yep.
We are eating good on this trip.
This is the chili crew.
We'll check in with you guys later.
The light of day offers the opportunity to gather intel on where others are hunting, and it allows you to still hunt while gathering useful information on current sign and deer whereabouts.
And then if you want to come like that end, just looking for those little flickers of movement as we're kind of like, we've got this little like old clear cut to the south of us. My dad and Sawyer work down the south side. We have like a southerly wind. Everyone's game plan is kind of to still hunt this morning. And basically I'm furthest to the north, so I'm really hoping that one, we can just kind of like sneak up on something. We've got this like hard hoarfrost on the ground, but it's going to start to melt as that sun gets higher up, and it should quiet things down a little bit. So ideal plan would be to walk up on something, but a secondary option would be if those guys wind bump something, kind of heads up this way, and would push it right past us.
Well guys, this is the thick stuff. I'm right down by the creek heading up toward Eric and Sawyer. It just looks like big woods, big buck area. Scrape encouraging.
That one hurts a little bit. Dylan and I were kind of sneaking through this edge. I had just seen something like the rear end of a deer straight ahead of me, kind of go behind, like working away, walking in further to those pines that are right over my right shoulder. And I had just pointed that out to Dylan. And when I turned around and said that, I turned back and looked, and then a deer blew maybe about 50 yards up to our left, right on the edge of the cut. I looked at it, it was a tiny little little forky, and as soon as I got, I saw him, he just wheeled and he was, just tail running through the brush and had no shot. You don't get many opportunities up here. sort of let one kind of slip through it hurts a little bit, but the plan worked. I mean, this is a cool spot.
That is some of the most ideal cover.
I hope you realize how backwards this is. I should be walking through there and you should be sitting here.
I didn't plan on doing that.
I can tell you're wearing a parka, insulated pants, and a beanie.
And I already shed a layer.
You gotta be sweating like a dog.
I am. I'm going back and I'm gonna get out of this.
Yeah.
I got up out of the swamp and walked the ridge tops, and I could see where I kicked something, and it didn't come this way.
Went right back in.
Down into there,
Yeah.
I mean,
we
gotta be so lucky to get a big buck up here.
Mm-hmm.
I love it though. I mean, I'll take that stuff to what we did yesterday.
Yeah.
All the time.
That's it.
Yep, I think that nice rest we had last night, that got me going, you know.
Okay, good.
And then when you're in there, Dylan, I got some stuff, some hell blood stuff.
Oh, man.
This is where the big ones are, and I'm looping around them. This is just what I love. You just gotta hope that all the stars line up. I would have liked to have done more, but I figured we want to get going, so I kept moving, you know.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
I'm ready to have a beer. What about you, Dylan?
I'm ready for a bloody and a beer, I think.
The temps are still low on morning 2 for the South Camp, but the action is about to heat up.
Well, that happened really quick. Luke and I were talking about rutting mule deer or something. And all of a sudden I looked out and there's a young buck like 25 yards in front of the stand. So we had to quick pivot to this window here, and I don't know, that might have been a 25-yard shot perhaps. That was my first Wisconsin deer opener whitetail in 9 years of living here, so I'm pretty jazzed right now.
Alright, this just in from Ryan. He finally divulged that the deer is down, and it sounds like, well, he says it's a small buck, so pretty cool that he got one down.
Oh, I could have her turn full. So to our right, another group of whitetails came out. I happened to have picked up a doe tag for this glorious occasion, so I had to wait till she turned sideways. She was walking kind of away and it was a bit of a poke. But I just took my second deer with my new rifle, my second deer on Wisconsin Firearms Opener, in all of a matter of about 25 minutes. So I'm a bit elated at the moment. What a phenomenal morning.
It's been a very meaningful and successful morning for Ryan Muckingham. After some great shooting, it's just a short track jab to catch up with this beautiful doe.
She's a very good doe. Wisconsin Firearms Opener is in swing. Outstanding doe, new rifle. I'm just pleased as punch. It's my first Wisconsin whitetail buck. Nice young buck. It's pretty neat.
When the deer start to stack up, it sure helps to have an eager and able friend with an empty flatbed.
Oh, big girl. I think this is where I ask if the frame can handle this.
I've seen it handle more. That is really, really cool.
That is a pile of deer.
With lots of butchering work ahead, the South Camp changes their focus to processing to get the meat cleaned and cooled as quickly as possible.
Shoulder.
It's gonna be tight.
Last hurrah, let's go. Let's do it. Right on time. I feel good about it, guys. Just dropped Sawyer off. He's gonna be hunting kind of clear cut, which is probably about a 5 or 6 year old cut to the straight north of where Dylan and I are gonna be. So we actually saw a doe on our way out this morning that crossed right there. So if he's bopping around in there, he might kick something out. Hopefully it comes right past Dylan and I.
Dylan and I just got set up. We're in a tiny little oak tree that has like 3 different limbs coming off it, but it's a really sweet setup. We are right where we ended up actually bumping into a small buck this morning. The setup is basically we've got a really, maybe like a 6, 7, 10-year-old cut up above us. And that buck this morning was standing basically right under this tree. And he ran back up into this thick bedding. What we're hoping for tonight is that we can get a deer cruising coming out of that bedding area. There's a bunch of oaks in here, and there's acorns all over the place. So if we can get a deer to come in and browse on some acorns, we're going to be in the money. It's dead calm, probably about like mid-40s. It feels freaking perfect out here.
Update. I don't know if you can hear it in the background. Some fine gentleman in a very large truck decided to take a scenic drive through this entire 2-track. Wasn't wearing blaze orange or anything. I don't even think he was hunting. So that's just kind of the games we play on public land. But what I do think I'm gonna do is call the cops on him and say he was drunk driving and get him pulled over. So I'm obviously joking. He seemed like a nice gentleman. He gave me the hands up shrug when he saw me.
I can hear it. I think I missed. Oh, dude. Oh, man, I don't know. It was such a tough shot. I can't believe that, man. We heard that deer coming from forever away. He picked us off. Our wind is kind of dropping down there. And he stopped and kind of locked up, and his tail went up, and he went to turn and get out of there. And I just took a shot as he was getting out. I had a small opening, and it was like now or never, and I took the shot. And give him a little bit here, and we'll probably have to get down and go check it out. Oh, man. He just came in just a little bit wrong. Like it was just, we were just a little too far off. But man, oh, dude, I'm jacked up. Well, that is unfortunately, that buck is not coming home with us. Just got down and looked for blood. Definitely missed him. What I think ended up happening is that we heard that deer coming in behind us. And as soon as I heard him, I rotated 90 degrees in the saddle. And when you're hunting out of a saddle and you rotate, this carabiner goes on your right shoulder. I did that because I thought that deer was going to come in on my weak side. And when he came in, I shouldered the rifle, and the steel butt plate on the gun contacted that carabiner. That just produced just a little bit of noise and enough to make that buck hang up. And he wasn't going to stick around and have any of it, so he got out of there, took a shot, and missed. Thankfully missed. I mean, last thing you would want to do is wound that thing, but either way, you know, the bummer of it is the deer's not coming home. The cool thing is my grandpa has stories with that gun, my dad has stories with that gun, and now we got our own. So pretty wild, but not the way you want it to go. But we got a little bit of time left yet. We're going to sit tight here. Maybe we get something to come in, but either way, that's a pretty exciting way to end opening weekend.
Beauty.
Safety first. To gun season. All right, I think that's gonna do it for opening weekend. Absolute blast. Didn't get a deer this year, had a close call. It's always the ones that get away that you're always talking about for years to come. But was thinking about this just beforehand. It's been 7 years since I've been up here deer hunting. And I mean, definitely an awesome shot of life back into, you know, the way I think about opening day, and this is going to be something that I'm thinking about for, you know, the next 363 days leading up to this time next year.
Deer hunting has always been special. Like we were talking outside, it's not about the killing.
Yep.
It's just about the camaraderie and good times, and we've been lucky, you know, for a long time with people we've hunted with, and
yep.
And these guys here, you know,
yep,
same thing.
I've been kind of a deer season nomad too, so the idea of getting invited up here to something that's already established is like really, really special. Like that, you can't put a price on that. Like there's a lot of people searching out there for deer camp that can't find it. Like find someone that has one and just ask them.
Yep. Be there, do it, make it a thing. Don't let it ever stop, because this is the most magical part of the year.
That's it.
Boom!
The fellas said it best. Gun deer season success should not be measured in inches, or pounds for that matter, but in experiences with good friends. They often prove to be lifelong memories. These tales are told, heard, and revered from year to year in anticipation for the next opening day.